You know, I was a big fan. I followed him for the last few years. John Gray, noted religious spiritual leader, former associate of the Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas, ran by Joel Osteen, who I actually saw a few years ago right out here at Nats Park. Now Osteen is a big deal. Big deal. And John Gray over the last few years became a big deal. I actually saw him on this failed pilot called The Preachers. I actually liked the show, but it was like him and about 4 or 5 other preachers. Other preachers including Jamal Bryant from down here in Baltimore and another preacher from Atlanta. And I think it was like 2 other preachers. I can't remember the name. I think one of them was Noel Jones. I think he was one of them, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. Anyway, but recently, let me talk about this. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. Recently, and this is what I heard. It's been all over the news. Matter of fact, my pastor was even talking about it yesterday. John Gray and his wife, I think Avatar. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Anyway, celebrated their 8th wedding anniversary, and so he decided to get a present for her. You know, as always, I just had my 27th last week, so. But anyway, so he decided to get her an anniversary present. And the anniversary gift was a $200,000 Lamborghini. $200,000. And, of course, he was criticized for it, rightly so, as far as I'm concerned, because it had been rumored that he had actually borrowed some money to secure the loan to get the vehicle for his wife. That part, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't have no facts on that, so I can't say yes or no, or maybe, what's this fool doing? Get over there. So anyway, I'm thinking that you really had to buy a $200,000 car. No car on the planet, as far as I'm concerned, is worth no $200,000, let alone $1 million. And there are $1 million cars that are out there, the Bugatti, to name a few. Now I'm still trying to think of why would anybody pay that kind of money for a car? Nah. I pay enough for when I'm driving now, so, and I think that's too much. But, and it's nowhere near the ballpark of the $200,000 car. Not even in the 60 or 40 grand range. But nevertheless, and I think that $60,000 is too much for a car too. To tell you the truth, I never paid that much for a car before, but I'm just saying. But nevertheless, there were rumors about the fact that he took some of the money from the church and spent it on that vehicle. Here's my thing. I think if you're a pastor of a major church, because he just took over another church in South Carolina. He took over, he runs a church in South Carolina now, which I just found out that he heads. But when you are a pastor of a church, okay, any church, the one thing you don't want to be doing out here is flossing. And when I say flossing, in the case of him, not, granted, it could be money from stuff that he's doing outside the church. You know, there are pastors that have jobs, regular jobs, outside of the church. You know, there are a few of them. You know, there are quite a few of them. So that's understandable. But my thing is, if you're a pastor of a church, whether it be a mega church or a non-mega church, $200,000 is a lot of money to be spent on a car. I don't care who you are. It's a lot of money to be spent on a damn car. I wouldn't spend $60,000 or $40,000 on a car. this fool spent 200 grand on a car that his wife probably don't know how to drive that well. You know, and why a Lamborghini, I have no idea. You know, but hey, to each their own. But I'm thinking they very well could be using church funds for that. I don't know if that to be a fact or not. But they try to compare themselves, saying, well, you pay to go see NBA ballers play every night. Okay, that's different. NBA ballers are entertainers, and unless you're an entertainer, or unless you consider yourself an entertainer, you're not the same. Okay? You are not the same, so don't make that comparison unless you consider what you do entertainment. You know? But I do think that he does share some guilt. I just watched the video of him talking about it. And he was a little bit emotional. A little bit. He didn't seem to be much more emotional than he normally is, but he was a little bit emotional about it. But nevertheless, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it was a good idea to do that. I really don't. Did you really need a $200,000 Lamborghini? Really? But, you know, I'm on the fence with that. I'm not really on the fence. I'm on the fence in a way because, I mean, if he earned it with his regular salary, then that's his business. I'll say that. But being a pastor of a church and you're trying to teach values, that's not a good way to do it. That's not a good way to reflect values upon people when you're not even practicing the values that you teach. That's the only thing that I have an issue with. And that goes for any pastor. Black, white, pink, blue, green stars. Seriously. What is this freaking fool doing? If you're not teaching the values or practicing the values that you're teaching in the church, then you ain't got no business doing it. I will say that. I don't care how much money you got. You know, I heard that even Bill Gates, who I've never seen, if he has one, you wouldn't know it. And he's one of the richest guys on the planet. You know? Just saying. Rich people, I mean, some rich people don't go around flossing like that. Especially the big ones. Like Warren Buffett or Bill Gates. Bill Gates, I know, though. You know. That's how you stay rich. But, like I said, with John Gray spending that kind of money on his wife, you know, I understand that. Because, I put it like this for me personally. There's things I like to do nice stuff for my wife too. I really do. And it's the gospel, so to speak. But $200,000 for nah. It's a lot of money. I remember I spent some money. I bought my wife a day spa. And my day spa cost maybe like a couple of $100. And she actually wasn't happy about me spending the money on the day spa for her. She had fit about that. And I was like, really? You complain about some women would kill for that. You know, that's another whole story. I'll get into that one day. But nevertheless, you're a pastor, you know, and I'm thinking you're supposed to be teaching your flock about morals. That's not very moral to do something like that. I'll be honest with you. It's not. That's a lot of money. That's a very expensive car. And unfortunately, you're basically telling people that you have a very privileged lifestyle. You know, that's and that is what's driving people out of the church. You know, whether you say it ain't or not, but it is. You know, I know of churches where people collect money for pastors for every damn anniversary there is for the pastor. Every anniversary. You know, Somehow or another, they get a take off of every anniversary that comes up. I am not kidding. If it's whether it be anniversary for the kids choir, anniversary for this function or that function, somehow or another the pastor gets some off the top each and every time. They collect a little extra. They do. Plus, he's already getting the salary. That's not a salary. That's just a bonus for him. I'm not kidding. Yeah. I'm going to talk about that too. You know, like I said, there's things about church I love. We had a nice gathering on Saturday. I don't want to go into what the function was or anything like that, but it was really nice. But there's things like the other thing I was talking about where I'm like, really? But I'm going to talk more about this. This is part one. I'm going to talk about part two. And this goes beyond just John Gray. This is DJ Wolf. Our program here is DJ Wolf Live. And I will be back to talk about it.